I still remember the exact moment. I got the email for my first big corporate job. I was sitting in my beat up car, staring at the offer letter on my phone. It was for $85,000. I really wanted 95,000, but my heart was pounding. My hands were sweating, and my brain just screamed, "Don't ruin this." So my thumb automatically typed out, "I accept. Thank you so much." I didn't negotiate a single dime because I was terrified. But what I didn't know back then was that saying yes too fast in a conversation that takes less than 5 minutes can literally cost you between $1 million and $1.5 million over the course of your career. Yeah, you heard that right. That is not just some random internet math. That is a proven fact from economist Linda Babcock at Carnegie Mellon University. Listen, I get it. You don't want to negotiate and because you're afraid of looking greedy. You're afraid things will get super awkward. And your biggest fear, you are terrified. They're going to pull the job offer entirely. In fact, 54% of us just nod and accept the very first offer we get because of that exact fear. But here's the truth that HR departments don't want you to know. 73% of employers actually expect you to negotiate. And even better, 87% of companies admit they have never pulled a job offer just because a candidate politely asked for more money. Today, we are putting an end to the anxiety. In this video, I'm giving you my exact word-for-word scripts to negotiate your salary like an absolute pro, without the sweat, without the awkwardness. We are even going to use a psychological trick from former FBI hostage negotiators to help you potentially gain an extra 10 to 15%. And at the end of this video, I'll show you a real-life math breakdown of exactly how much money you are leaving on the table if you click off right now. So, grab a notepad, hit that like button to please the YouTube algorithm, and let's get you paid what you are actually worth. Step 1, the salary trap, decoding the recruiter. Step number 1, never, ever say a number first. Let me explain why. When I was interviewing for my second job, the recruiter casually asked, "So, what are your salary expectations?" I panicked, and I blurted out my current salary, hoping they would just bump it up a little bit. That was my first fatal mistake. Here's the secret. Companies always hold back. They have a buffer. For example, if their maximum approved budget for a marketing specialist is $115,000 a year, their initial offer to you will probably be around $95,000. Why? Because they want room for negotiation. That room is where your money lives. If you throw out a number first without knowing their budget, you are basically playing poker with your cards facing the wrong way. You are automatically limiting your own potential. So when they ask about your expectations, use this exact script to gracefully delay. I am super excited about the opportunity to contribute to this team. To help me provide an accurate proposal, could you share the approved budget range for this position? Simple, professional, effective. Always let them anchor the negotiation first. Step 2, the arsenal, research and the target range. Okay, but what if they push back and force you to give a number? This is where you pull out your arsenal. Listen to me. Never, ever negotiate based on your personal needs. Your future boss does not care about your high rent, your car payments, or your student loans. You must negotiate based strictly on objective, local market value. Before you ever step into an interview, you need to check the 2026 Robert Half Salary Calculator, Glassdoor, or PayScale. Filter the data strictly by your city, because a job in Ohio pays very differently than a job in New York. You need to establish your baseline, your absolute minimum, and your stretch goal, your ideal number. When it is time to drop your number, use this data as your shield. Based on 2026 reports for a data analyst in this area, the average range is $85,000 to $100,000. With my track record of optimizing operational costs, I'm confident targeting the upper end of that market range. When you use real market data, you instantly neutralize any fear of looking greedy. You just look like a professional who knows their worth. Step 3, the FBI hostage trick, tactical empathy. Now, what happens when they hit you with the dreaded, "Sorry, our budget is completely maxed out"? In the past, I would just awkwardly say, "Okay," and accept it. But then, I learned a trick from former FBI hostage negotiators. Salary negotiation is not a street fight, it is a collaborative problem solving process. And we are going to use an FBI technique called tactical empathy and labeling. When HR says the budget is tight, do not argue with them. Validate their struggle. You look them in the eye and say, "It seems like HR is facing some really strict budget constraints right now." Once they agree and feel understood, you hit them with a calibrated question, an open-ended question that starts with the word how. You say, "I completely understand. So, how can we structure an early 6-month performance review to adjust my compensation once I prove my value to the company?" Boom. You didn't demand anything. You didn't argue. You didn't push back. By asking how, you just pulled the recruiter over to your side of the table. And now, they are actively helping you solve your money problem. Step 4, the odd number formula, the Ackerman model. Step number 4, do not just throw out a nice round number like $100,000. It makes you look like you are just guessing. We are going back to our FBI playbook and using something called the Ackerman model. When it is finally time to give them your counteroffer, you need to use a highly specific, totally random sounding number. Instead of $100,000, you ask for $102,450. Why? Because when you use a precise, uneven number, it sends a massive psychological signal. It tricks the recruiter into thinking you have meticulously calculated your budget, down to the absolute penny, and there is no room for them to squeeze you. Here is the exact script. I've done a detailed analysis of the projects I'll be managing here. To accurately reflect that value, I am proposing a base salary of $102,450. Say it, and then shut your mouth. Let the number do the heavy lifting. Step 5, the total package pivot. But what if they look at you and say, "I literally cannot go a penny higher than $95,000. Most people just give up here. But remember, your base salary is just one slice of the pie. If the base salary door closes, you open the benefits window. Companies that are stingy with cash are often surprisingly generous with other perks. You pivot using this script. I completely understand that $95,000 is the hard cap right now. To bridge that gap, could we look at a $5,000 sign-on bonus? Or perhaps adding 5 extra days of paid time off? You can negotiate remote work days, stock options, or early performance reviews. Never walk away from the table without exploring the total package. Step 6, the 48-hour rule, the fatal mistake. And finally, step 6. This is the exact mistake I made in my car all those years ago. When they call to officially offer you the job, your brain is going to be swimming in dopamine. You will want to scream, "Yes!" But whatever you do, do not accept the offer on the phone. Your ultimate power move is slowing down the pace. You use this script to buy time. I am incredibly grateful for this offer and so excited about the team. Please send over the written details so I can review the complete package. I will have an answer for you within 48 hours. Take a breath, sleep on it, and plan your counteroffer.
The $120,000 math breakdown. Now, let's look at the math I promised you at the beginning of this video. Let's take 2 identical people, starting the exact same job. Person A gets a verbal offer of $85,000 and immediately says yes, because they are scared. Person B uses the scripts in this video, pauses, negotiates, and gets $95,000. Assuming they both just do their jobs and get a standard 4.1% raise every year. Over a 10-year career, Person A makes about $1.02 million. But Person B, they make over $1.14 million. That single, slightly uncomfortable, 5-minute conversation just made Person B an extra $120,619.32. Think about that. You are literally leaving a down payment for a house on the table just because you are afraid of a 5-minute phone call. Negotiating doesn't make you greedy. It makes you a professional who knows how to solve complex problems. So go to Glassdoor right now, figure out your market value, and get ready for your next interview. If these scripts helped you out today, do me a huge favor and smash that like button so the YouTube algorithm shows this to more people who need to get paid. Drop a comment below with the hardest interview or negotiation question you've ever faced, and I will personally reply with a script for it. Hit subscribe, stay sharp out there, and I'll see you in the next one.